Not quite. There we go. Made it. Hey, what's up? It's your host, Keith Man of Letters. Thanks for being here. Listen to this. Get some water, you know what I mean? Do the things. Let me get this closer. Oh, sorry. I meant to hit the mute button there. Reality tells us that even the most nearby stars are incomprehensibly far away and would require vast amounts of energy or time to make the journey. Reality says that we need a ship that can somehow last for hundreds or thousands of years, while generation after generation of astronauts are born. Jaded Gem Salavi, wait, all right? Patience. Patience. Just started. Reserve all questions for approximately 2/8 of the way into the reading, and then we're on it. Science fiction, on the other hand, woos us by beguiling methods of advanced propulsion. We're talking wormholes here. A wormhole, a magical gateway that connects 2 points in space and time with one another. Just align the chevrons to dial in your destination, wait for the Stargate to stabilize, and then just walk. Walk to your destination, half a galaxy away. Like, you want to send your kid to college in Paris? How about send your kid to college on the other side in Galaxy Solar System M51? A wormhole, also known as an Einstein-Rosen bridge, is a theoretical method of folding space-time so that you could connect two places in space together. You guys remember Interstellar, right? Your wormhole is, here's your plane of existence, and then you fold it using actually you don't fold it, but you collapse the space in between. That's why it requires so much energy, because you're folding space in on itself, folding it together, collapsing the space-time, and then somehow managing. I don't have a pen. Do I have a pen? Somehow managing to pierce the veil. That's why we have the electron colliders over in Europe. My pink is apparently not strong enough. As Einstein taught us, gravity isn't a force that pulls matter like magnetism. Actually, a lot of people don't know this. So, according to Einstein, we think of gravity like Newton. Right? Things fall. Gravity pulls things to the surface, and it's not pulling stuff to the surface, according to Einstein. It's actually warping space-time. The whole fabric of space and time, how it connects together, is warping, is distorting itself and creating the fluctuations in space. It says the moon thinks it's just following a straight line through space, but it's actually following the warped path created by the Earth's gravity. I read that again. The moon thinks it's just following a straight line through space, but it's actually following the warped path created by the Earth's gravity. You know how they used to say that the Earth and the planets go around the sun in a circle? We see the diagrams, it's a circle. It's all interlocked, circles, all linking. That's the Archon. Anywho, I don't want to get too sidetracked. climb down the gravitational well of one side of the wormhole, and then instantaneously appear at other locations, millions or billions of light years away. The reason why I titled this video "Jesus was a ring walker" is because, have you guys ever seen Stargate SG-1 and or just Stargate in general when they go through the portal and it's a giant ring? And the person that controlled the ring controlled the channel, the travel between dimensions and galaxies. The halo that's around Jesus' head with the light coming through it, right, which is the same symbol we see in all the psychedelic drawings. You see the tunnel and you're going, and the light's brightest in the middle, and you're going and zigzagging left and right. Jesus was a ring walker, yo. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the there's a super famous Egyptian carving where they're holding up the circle rings. Like Isis, I think, is doing it. She's always got the ring in the center of her, and her wings extend out because that's travel, but she's the traveler of the ring. So she's going through Stargate SG-1. And next to her, it's usually some gods holding up the ring or some derivation of, and there's squiggly lines next to it, like pillars of squiggly lines. In Egyptian alphabet, it's the letter N when you translate it from Coptic Egyptian. I know we used to do these cool art things as a kid, and I used to I used to write Egyptian hieroglyphics out of this Coptic book that I learned. Anywho, where was I? Coptic, Jesus, traveling, wormholes. Lost my train of thought. Egyptian, Ankh. Oh yeah, the squiggly lines. It's water. What the squiggly lines represent is water. So you have water on either side with the ring, and Stargate, the producer, is apparently an occult and mythology and symbol master. He did Independence Day, and he also did the last one, or Stargate. And that's what they have in Stargate. It's the ring, it's the bright light shimmering coming out of it, and it's water. It was liquid substance. So they're saying that they think Stargate was literally ripped from Egyptian. I mean, and they conveniently went to Egypt during the movie. You know what I mean? Like the shit's. It's not necessarily important to know the Egyptian lore, like verbatim, or the Norse mythology, or the Indian pantheon, or Greek, or fucking whatever it is, because the stories keep coming up. And like, especially now with Hollywood, if you know how to watch, or you get a good book on symbols, and devote some serious time to it, you'll see all the stories of all the tales ever being told now in a relevant sense, like with Stargate, or with like in Harry Potter, or with the Marvel comics, or the dope ass kung fu Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon movies. Like there's all of it like, yeah. Simon Joe Fontaine, what's cracking? Thanks for dropping all the links, Agent Smith. Appreciate it. Yep. Ra equals Jesus. I guess I guess it depends who you ask. Yes and no. I don't know. That's why I'm more stoked on wormholes and Lord of the Rings, Sauron. Like there's always rings. Saturn with the rings is supposed to be the gatekeeper. Wait. And Jesus died on Good Friday and descended to hell to go fight the demon, which would have been Saturday, and then he was arisen on Sunday. So what up, Jesus? Maybe Jesus' death in Saturn and going down to defeat was on Saturday, on Saturn's day, the day after he died. Maybe he was traveling. Maybe he dipped out the wormhole, or a black hole in this case, to go do some fighting. Who knows, man? The moon is full of sea flower, Yesenia. 11:11. Nice. Hello, everyone. The moon is not full of metal. The moon is made of cheese. You guys know this. You guys know this, right? You guys know that the moon's made of cheese? Cheddar, to be exact. Seen the squiggles? What's the squiggles? We travel through water in the astral plane. Corey Reed, what's cracking? Je suis. I am. Jesus, je suis. I am. What? I never made that connection, Sammy Joe. Marvel has so much. Yeah, no, especially Doctor Strange, man. Doctor Strange drops some heat, man. Drops some heat. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. I wish we could do like a live or like a meetup. Maybe we could do meetups on Discord. That sounds like fun, right? That's actually a way I would use Discord where I actually don't have to use it, but I'm still hanging out anyways. We could do little Discord movie nights. All right, everyone, if you got access to Netflix, we're slapping this bitch at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bring your popcorn, take your shoes off at the door. Don't muddy my floor. Selfish. Don't be selfish with your muddy feet. Get comfy, stay a while, and we can slap like Marvel and shit. I know you guys all be streaming the Netflix hard. Don't lie to me. Don't be like, I don't watch TV. But you just binge watched some series like they were going out of style because they are going out of style, and that's why we watch them, because everyone else is watching them. Anywho, Tiamat in the Sumerian mythology on Marvel Wiki. Check it out. Tiamat's been coming up a lot in my podcasts. I've been listening to I like to listen to mythological podcasts a lot. And Tiamat has been coming up a lot this past couple weeks. This is now maybe the 4th or 5th time Tiamat's come up from different places. Jaded Gems. Wagwan, what's up with that? Dipset, what up? Oh yeah, there's beings on the other side of the portal. They're called humans. Us, we are the beings on the other side of the portal. What is a ring walker? Planetary rings? No, I don't think they're planetary rings. I think that is the portal that one travels through. Think of Stargate. The ring. There's always rings depicted in flights, especially in Egyptian mythology. And that's the Lord of the Rings. Ooh, Slobby's got Netflix. What up? Okay, Discord. Smith just hit some Discord links. Everyone go check out and follow the Discord. Enki equals Christ. Enlil equals Antichrist. Go to get you out that podcast. What is it? Ring Walker. Sam Puckett. How long will I slide? My side. I don't believe it's real. To my daughter. Dude, I haven't heard the Other Side in a long time. That's a banger. That's a bump. Red Hot Chili Peppers hard after this live. Yeah, Sam Puckett. The rings are the portals, and he or she, or both, whomst control the portal, control everything. Halo. Damn, my favorite. It'll be my favorite all-time first-person shooter game by the title of Halo. Was a dope-ass video game too, and it was one of the biggest, probably the biggest video game in video game history. Debatably. Maybe not. Final Fantasy's up there. GTA's up there. Anywho, giant fucking ring right there in your face. It's all about the rings, man. It's all about the rings. Yeah, but I have been really enjoying podcasts lately. I was thinking of starting a podcast myself, actually, and it would be like mythological creatures or something like that. Or even fictional stories. Like I've been thinking about starting a horror or spooky podcast with fictional stories, or both. Maybe we could do like fictional horror podcasts and then mix in spooky lore on vampires, or vampires in England, or vampires in the New World, or some shit like that, or aliens or something like that. Just a good old fashioned X-Files type of shit. You know what I mean? Anyhow, I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be cool. Especially U.S. mythos. Yeah, that'd be cool. Exactly. I'm actually more interested in American mythologies. You know, the Skinwalkers and Llorona and fucking Chupacabra and Mothman, Bigfoot, Yeti. What else we got out here? I'm sure there's your classic vampires and werewolf stories. There's your shapeshifters from the natives that are kind of like werewolves, but not really. There's a lot. There's a lot of cool stuff. The Coyote, X-Files, or Supernatural. Yeah, you know what's funny is, you guys watch Supernatural? If you do, and you haven't noticed this yet, Supernatural does a ton of throwbacks to the X-Files. It has a bunch of the old actors that come in like super ironic roles in Supernatural. Like they drop lines from X-Files and like hint at it and joke about it all the time. It's like this cool nerdy theme that goes back and forth between Supernatural and X-Files. And I'm not sure why. Maybe they have the same writers or something like that. But anywho, yes. I guess the screens we watch are portals. Yes. Yes. But let's not like get too woo with it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess screens are also portals, or they're a way to transport you. But I mean physical, fucking straight up. You walk somewhere that takes you space-time continuum. So right now we're looking at each other on screens, so the time is there but not the space. We don't share the same space, but we can communicate in almost real time, fractions of a second off. These portals, they actually are is they connect the space-time of any two places in existence by collapsing the in-between. I feel like saying I feel like the comparison of the screen is almost criminal. It's almost like, how dare you? It's almost like, like, compare me to a screen? Nah. I'm talking space time, man. Who's going? You know what I pulled up? I wanted to actually read something to you guys. How to device. There's actual how to build a teleportation machine. This guy has instructions on how to build a time or a teleportation device, which is basically a wormhole. So if we have a super rich squad member who's just looking to spend a bunch of money on the most science fiction idea ever, this dude's got directions on how to build a teleportation device. So quantum teleportation is a recent idea. No FTL. Quantum teleportation does not enable faster than light communication. To the best of our current knowledge, this is still regarded as impossible. No cloning. Quantum teleportation does not enable us to clone unknown quantum states. There is a foundational result in quantum information, the no cloning theorem, which says that it's impossible to build a machine whose input is one unknown qubit and one known qubit, and then whose output is two copies of the unknown qubit. Whoa. So it's basically saying you will be you on the other side. It's not like on the computer where you can drag a file onto your desktop and it copies the file, right? You didn't move that file to the desktop, you copied it. The original one's still there. So that's like saying, that's always been my fear of quantum traveling or wormholes or teleportation machine, or uploading yourself into, a computer, your consciousness somewhere. Like, oh, you can put you in a new body, so we'll upload your consciousness. My fear has always been, what if it's like the computer program and the you that gets spit out on the other side is exactly you? It's an exact duplicate of you, even down to the conscious level, meaning every decision that version of you makes will be in alignment with every decision you would have made, because it's actually the exact copy of your soul. And then it kills you because you're the copy, and then recreates you on the other side. Like a computer, like when you would upload a file to YouTube. Right? I uploaded the plant video yesterday, the little YouTube short I did, but the original file is still on my computer. All I did was copy and upload the same thing online. So this basically number 2 of this document on how to build is that's not the case. No cloning. Transmission of unknown quantum information, whatever the hell that means. Quantum teleportation provides a mechanism to move unknown quantum states throughout the universe using 2 easier subtasks: distributing maximally entangled qubit pairs and classical communication, zeros and ones using light pulses. It's hard to describe how useful this is. Imagine being told about the internet in 1950 and trying to understand what it would be used for. Right? What would you? Someone told you about the internet in the 50s. Well, how could you can even wrap your uninterrupted quantum internet service providers? In order for quantum teleportation to work, we need to distribute entangled qubits between Alice and Bob. Oh, we need a quantum channel between them in order to do so. However, this channel doesn't need to be operating properly when it's online. We can send extra entangled pairs and thereby build up a reservoir for future use. Also, it doesn't need to be able to reliably transmit arbitrary qubits. It only needs to be able to transmit one type of maximally entangled pairs. Imagine how useful it would be if your current ISP were this reliable. So it's basically saying it's sending you over the internet, but you would need the internet to be at the other end too. Like internet has to be everywhere for you to use internet, right? Because once you are plugged into the internet, you are now a part of it. That's why they call it the World Wide Web, because to access it is to become a part of it, and vice versa. You know, it's not like I can pick up a book and read it and put it down. And I've learned from the book, but the book hasn't learned from me. It's an inanimate object. But the internet is, when you latch onto the internet, it's like it just, your whole fucking life is now. That's why they say be careful with passwords and shit, because you're connected to the web, which means anyone else who is on the web can come and find you and do things. And that's what would have to happen with teleportation, because you're sending someone across the internet. You need internet throughout the universe, but it's saying that it could create its own internet on the way. I don't know. It's fucking sorcery, man. There's people doing weird shit out here. You guys are still on Anki right now, huh? How do portals control everything? Very curious and ignorant, apparently. Dude, you're not ignorant. First of all, I can't even prove they exist. So for the most part, I could be talking straight out of my ass. You know what I mean? Like it's the spiritual world. So definitely take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. And by all means, you guys have the answers just as much as I do. I'm just spitballing here. But with that being said, you asked, how do portals control everything? The only reason why I said portals control everything isn't because that's a fact, but because I just assumed that going back and forth with the ability to go back and forth between civilizations to bring in knowledge and information is crucial to, you know, your rank, your standing. So it's just a resource. If you have access to one of the most powerful resources ever, a fucking teleportation device, then it's going to come with quite a bit of mojo on your end, if that makes sense. Pressure Johnson. Portals equal dimensions. No, Patty Mayo. Portals do not equal dimensions. Portals can get you to other dimensions, but the portal is just the gate. Portal is just the gate, like Stargate. It's just that. It's how you get to the other place. What are your thoughts on AI? Is it ethical that we all basically have AI slaves in our houses? I would say ask the AI. if the moment the AI is self-aware and goes, I actually don't like doing this, I would rather do something else, is probably the time you say, I go do what you want, or shut the whole program down. Because if AI gets that smart, you guys better fucking, I don't know, man. I can't see. I mean, we're talking quantum computers can, like, I don't think you guys realize how fucking fast these things are and how much information that they can process at a time. Quantum computers process like on a fucking quantum level, like the flux, the things that are there and not there, or two particles that are existing at the same time in two different places and observably. And it's like, they'll be able to I don't know, man. They'll learn what would take humanity 1 trillion years, and they'll learn that shit in a half hour. You know what I mean? They'll just exterminate. Here, we figured out a little chemical concoction in the trees that makes everyone murder themselves, like that fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie. I'm getting internet connectivity issues. My bad if you guys can't hear me. Posits via the string theory that the tiniest part of the atom is an oscillating ring. And they also think that there's mini black holes at the center of atoms too, right? I heard that was a thing. It's a theory. They're all theories. Like you realize that none of these things are facts, even to the scientists, right? You guys, they're all theories. Theory of some theories are better and some are worse. You know what I mean? but theories nonetheless. You guys want the directions? Here's the directions. My bad. I didn't mean to say you have to be rich to build a time machine. I think more so I meant to say you need to have the resources. Resources coming in the form of finances or fucking brain power. If you guys are geniuses out there too, by all means, help the squad build a teleportation device. Not every spark makes a fire. I like that. What's up, Pasha? Seaflower, yes. Oh man, beautifully said. I think I've said that before, and you've the same. So check out what Seaflower said some time ago. How I understood that type of vibration / oscillation it is making determines how that item will materialize in the world. Basically, yeah, 100%. And like, yeah. So that would be the law of vibration, as stated in the Hermetic philosophy. And I don't know exactly how this works, but it seems to me that yes, there's one. We can imagine it as one frequency, one beam of energy, one string, and yes, we have I got string around here somewhere, right? It's actually good. This is a good brain exercise. Oh, damn it. Okay. You have one long string, and when the string, say you squish it together, and so it starts to form the waves. It's like, all right, now this wave that you've squished it together, so you've slowed it down. This wave materializes into a rock, into air, into water on the different scale of manifestation. It's the same line of energy, but you're measuring it at different points of the scale, and different points of the scale represent different oscillations, right? Different frequencies represent different states of existence. I guess that goes on every level. So the subconscious level works the same way. Your mind, your emotions, so happiness and sadness are the same measure, the same thing that you're measuring, happiness and sadness. But where it exists on the happy and sad scale is what determines whether it's happy or not. It's potential. It's pure potential. But when you look at it, it's becomes real. That's the blocks. The what do you call it? What the double slit theory with the marbles and shit? You know what I'm talking about. I was just talking about this with my buddy earlier today, actually. But yeah, 100%. You can imagine source or the all being an infinitely high vibration, but even to say infinite implies time, and that thing is even outside of time. So even saying that it's infinite is too small. But if we could say it's something and call it infinite, getting as close as we possibly can, that would be infinite vibration. And then as you descend down the scale and it becomes more dense, they lose energy and they start to spread out and slow down and solidify. You get the stars, or you get plasma. Plasma turns into the sun and more pressure and explodes. Now you have planets with animals and conscious animals having conscious experience and having emotions, and like you just keep going further, more complexity. The further from source you go, you have more complexity, more fucking darkness, because there's now things are starting to spread out and there's a lot of gaps in between, a lot of darkness out there, right? A lot of ego, because that's what happens when you spread from source, is you have a lot more lenses, and the lenses are so far from the source that they think that they are the lenses, and they attach with the lenses, and they think, oh my god, what the fuck, I'm just at the whim of the universe, I'm just this little tiny lens. And it's like, no bro, you're not the lens, you are the original thing existing at different points of time, trapped in time space, so that you can have an experience as Keith Garcia, or as Bob the Builder, or as a fucking rock, or as a plant, or as a thought, or as a whisper on the wind, because even that is a type of existence. That's a physical vibration is a type of experience. And when you hear that, when that vibration hits your physical eardrum, those are real things, right? There's different expressions that show up. Those are all egos. Those are all lenses. Those are all specific vibrations, frequencies, like you're talking about, Seaflower. And that's super cool that the scientists are saying that they all are oscillating. They're all vibrating, and obviously a gold atom vibrates differently than a boron element or atom, chlorine, copper. Like they all have their number of neutrons and protons and electrons that give it its electrical charge. Dark matter. Duality. Hello, goddess essence. Ooh. Hello, goddess essence. How's it going? Jada Gems. What is right or wrong? CJ, I'm glad you brought that up, because I meant to drop that in the fucking rant that I just went on, but I left it out. I'm beating a dead horse here with this, and I'll do it, and I'll fucking keep doing it. I have to. But remember last time when I was talking about all right, the question, what is right and what is wrong? There is right and wrong, objectively speaking. I know that I just said everything's pure potential. It just depends on where you look at it on the spectrum is what it is. Yes, that's the illusionary state of existence. That's where everyone says, oh, it's the Matrix, or it's we're in a simulation, or oh, it's all illusions. That's the illusion part of it. That we're all the same thing, existing as different things at the same time, because fucking life, man. But each of those points in time are real in and of themselves. Their emotions matter, their feelings matter, their experiences matter. Let's say you're existing as Seaflower. Like who you are is an illusion, because you weren't you. Seaflower wasn't Seaflower 100 years ago, and Seaflower won't be Seaflower 100 years from now. Ad infinitum in either direction. So you're just a blip in the infiniteness of existence, Seaflower. So you could say that you are almost illusion. If you didn't exist 99.99999% of the time, were you even there at all? And so, like, that's the illusionary part. Now, we will always have an experience. And that experience will always change. That lens will always change. But to be able to enjoy the experiences, which is the whole fucking point, right? Or at least I would hope that the point of the experiences is to enjoy them. Unless the experience that you want is to not enjoy your experience, I guess the choice is yours. But the point is, there is a right or wrong for situations. There's objectively speaking, right or wrong things you should do, that you should say, that you should learn, that you should not learn. Like, there is right and wrong, and don't let the sort of new age ideas of, oh, it's nothing, it's all an illusion, like there's no such thing as good or bad, like don't worry, you didn't mess up, you're right where you belong. And it's like, sometimes yes, sometimes no, but you can't just like let me go backwards before I stick my foot in my mouth. If you don't have any goals, Like, if you don't have a destination, then it doesn't matter what you do. Alice in Wonderland. Remember the cat where she goes, I'm lost. And that cat goes, do you know, or she goes, she said, what road do I take? I'm lost. And that cat goes, well, do you know where you want to go? And she says, no. And he says, do you know where you're going? She says, no. And he says, well, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there, or some shit like that. Like, it doesn't matter what choice you make because you have no goal. And if that, which is nice, like, that's that Buddhist state, right? The state of desirelessness is what you want to reach. And then that's pure bliss, to not have any goals. But some of us don't want that experience. Some of us want to grow communities or grow YouTube channels or build pyramids or grow forests or start a business. Like, a lot of us have goals. There's nothing wrong with having a goal. There's nothing wrong with not having a goal. Just figure out what the fuck you want and do it. So in that pursuit of your goal is where the objective decisions come in. I mean, like, should I watch Netflix or should I practice piano skills? That's an objectively speaking right or wrong answer. It should be the right answer for my goal to be a better musician is learn your piano skills, not watch Netflix. So, and the only reason why I gave a 10-minute fucking rant on your joke about good and bad is because it's actually a serious thing that I don't know why it bothers me. It shouldn't bother me as much as it does. Like, I'll admit that. I gotta figure that out. Maybe I got some dark night of the soul shit that I need to work out. But it's dangerous, man. It's a dangerous ideology to believe that there's no such thing as right or wrong. Because I get where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Like, I get where you're coming from. Because when you consider the when you consider the infinite amount of variations that could happen in any choice, like, who knows what the right or wrong choice would have been? What you thought was an objectively good choice could get you hit by a car. You know, if you would have made the wrong choice by watching Netflix, you wouldn't have been hit by the car. Like, who knows? So I hear you on that. Like, the joke is definitely it's tough. It's a tough fucking idea to wrap your head around. That's why people talk about it so much. That's why it's such a thing. But I guess I start to see it like from a historical level on a national level, like propaganda and sort of controlling the population or controlling the minds and thoughts of people. And it's like, if I were gonna introduce an ideology that will give me the most power, I would enforce an ideology that says, hey, believe that no matter what you do, you're making the right decision. And if you, what's your point? My point is, if you don't know right from wrong and you can't make that decision for yourself, someone will make that decision for you. And that someone in the real world is usually those in charge of the country, whether it was ancient Rome or Greece or Egypt, or it was all about control and it was all about manipulating the masses to get what you want done. And sometimes it was to the betterment. Sometimes, it was a king or a queen or a ruler who was able to get their people to work as one under them, but they moved the country in the right direction. So there's nothing necessarily wrong with controlling the masses or like having that hive mentality. It's just like, who are your leaders? And I don't think our leaders are necessarily they're not real straight shooters, if you know what I mean. So when I'm walking around going, wait, maybe we should chill on there's no such thing as bad decisions. Maybe we should chill on that for a bit. Maybe we should pretend like our decisions matter. Can we pretend like our decisions matter for a few years and give that a shot? And then if it doesn't work, dude, I'm super down. We can go back the old way. I'm down for it. It's easier that way. Kuna Matata ain't got shit to worry about. But like, how long can we be in the jungle eating grub under logs? We got fucking kingdoms to run. You know what I mean? And like, you don't run a kingdom like on a whim. it's a fucking glorious merge of the masculine and feminine. It's just the two fucking powerhouses of creativity, of nature. And like, that doesn't happen by chance. It doesn't happen passively. It happens with mind and soul, with fucking brain and heart. With being both decisive in your decisions and open to the possibilities of the realms outside your decisions. So it's a blend of the two. Can you guys hear the piano in the background? Is it coming through your speakers as it should, or does it just sound like it's coming through my microphone? Because I used to be able to play music for you guys in the background, and last time it didn't work, and it made me sad. Sure glad we can't be burned at the stake for doing something we thought was right. In fact, you can socially be burned at the stake for doing something you thought was right. Which is unfortunate. Because the patriarchy wanted to flex. That was really well worded, Jaded Gems. I like that. Drowned because the patriarchy wanted to flex. I like how you worded that, because it's not like talking shit about the patriarchy. It's just like letting the patriarchy know that it's gotta chill. I like that. I like that. A lot of people hate on the patriarchy. It's like, can we not hate on the patriarchy? Just like I don't want to hate on the matriarchy. It's just, if you go to the dark side, then that thing is fucking sucks. Patriarchy is dope if it's done right. Matriarchy can be fucking terrifying and catastrophic if it goes dark. You know what happens on the dark side of the masculine? You get tyrants. You get emperors and things like that. Who want to conquer lands and make people kneel. The bright side is you get sort of extreme refinement, but almost again to a dark degree, because then it becomes too concrete, too strict. Like, think of Hitler, like no variation in human period, or we will kill you, and they did by the tens of millions because of a variation. Like, that's how masculine brained that fucking ideology was. But then you get these incredible weapons of war, like the nuclear bomb and the hydrogen bomb and like the V2 rockets and the tanks and the fucking battleships and these submarines, like, and these huge buildings and roads everywhere. Like, Rome paved the Roman roads are still there today. So that's sort of like, that's what happens in the patriarchy when it goes to the dark side. The when the matriarchy goes dark side, and I'm not talking woman, because queens can be more dominant can be more on the masculine side, but being the dark masculine. But if a whole nation, or if it slips to the feminine, it's just total destruction. The feminine is just fucking. That's like everyone just says fuck everyone is revolution. Like the Civil War would be more of an inward collapse, basically. You know what I mean? It was the dissolving of a nation more than one nation trying to conquer and add to something else. You know what I mean? And that's because like the feminine is that etheric thing, right? So it's more. It basically takes all of culture and reduces it to the potential again. but to get something to pure potential, you have to destroy it first, like a log. If you want to get the energy stored in the log back, you've got to light the fucking log on fire. You've got to destroy it to return it to the potential. Or the patriarch needs to step back and let their femininity lead, and then follow with their masculine groundedness. Yeah, my favorite depiction of politically correct, that's actually extremely useful, and I prefer it either way, even if it wasn't politically correct, is comparing the masculine and feminine as the elephant and the rider. The elephant has all the power, can rip up trees, can clear paths, and does it with ease, right? It's where all the power comes from, the emotion, power, the energy. But the rider on top of the elephant guides the elephant so that the power for the elephant can actually be used. Otherwise the elephant's just going to destroy everything. It's going to pull up trees it's not supposed to. It's going to be eating shit. It's going to start digging up grubs. If you just let the elephant run wild, it'll destroy the whole forest. And that's the combo of masculine, feminine. Don't think man, woman. Don't think vagina, penis. That's why, when I was talking about the patriarchy, you think men, but patriarchy is more than men. Patriarchy is about the expression of the masculine, which is in the dark side right now. But I would argue that the feminine is actually in the dark side too, because the feminine is the one that receives information, right? Think of the egg receives the information. And most people are sheep right now. Most people don't think for themselves. They're remember how I was talking about, we were talking about it earlier, like there's no such thing as good or bad, like you can do whatever, nothing really matters. Like that's an overly passive, unbalanced passive. So basically what you get is a whole nation of people who will do whatever they're told without questioning it. I don't even want to mention what I want to mention because I don't want this video to be flagged. I don't want to deal with it right now. But you guys know what I'm saying. It's right. If you don't know what I'm saying, you should probably watch something else, man, because you're super far behind the game. Like the things that people allow to happen without question, and even more than that, they will attack you for having your own thoughts on a situation, which are actually incredibly reasonable and thought-provoking thoughts. It's fucking crazy. And that is the dark side of the feminine, having no boundaries, wishy-washy, unreliable. Like I'm saying, don't be triggered by this. It's not about man and woman. It's about men possesses qualities of the feminine, and women possess. Think of it like the yin and yang symbol. You got the black side with a little bit of white in the middle. You got the white side with a little bit of black in the middle. So it's like black side's like, say the black side's a guy. The guy, but he's got a little feminine in him, but he's mostly guy. The female, she's mostly feminine in her. But she's got some masculinity in her, and then you bring them both together and they complete the whole. They completely balance each other. The overlap balances each other. The yin and yang symbol is a masterpiece of symbolism. Oh man, it's a masterpiece of symbolism. Like all of everything as far as the law of gender or polarity or creation in general is in that yin and yang symbol. It's glorious. It's glorious. Grow mushrooms on it. What am I growing mushrooms on? Yeah, someone talked about there. You know those talks where they try to substitute toxic. I don't know how I feel about it, but this one was actually pretty good. What she was saying, wasn't that masculinity was toxic or the dark side of it. It was masculinity misplaced. I should go back to that podcast and listen verbatim, but it definitely got my wheels spinning. It was like timing. It was like, all right, there's some things that you should do where the timing is just not right. You know what I mean? Like if you're dancing salsa, it doesn't matter what you're dancing. If your timing is right, the whole thing is god awful. You can have all the steps down, but if your rhythm is off, then it's useless. Every step is a fail, even though the sequence is proper. You fail the entire thing because your timing's wrong. And that's what her description of masculine and feminine toxicity wasn't the toxicity, but we need to learn timing a little better for when to utilize these things. And I guess it's like you could say that's just semantics. Who knows though? It could help you conceptualize the issue a little better, so that so that your path to success is a little more obvious, if that makes sense. What's up, Salad Flow? For some reason, your name and thumbnail remind me of sausage salad fingers. I don't know. Well, now I know why, but you saw Case Haley and Josh Heinrichs live, Patty Mayo? What? I saw Josh Heinrichs live. My son's first show was at Josh Heinrichs, and we had his little headphones on him. It's so much fun. I like Case Haley a lot too. Cass Haley a lot too. I don't listen to him as much, but I would fucking love to see him live with Josh Heinrichs. That sounds so dope. Nice. Rusty I'm here to inquire about your spoon. I like it when the red water comes out. That was so weird, dude. Seaflower, it's so funny that you know salad fingers. It's hilarious. Fair, but to say one or another is the cause of destruction. But to say what? But to say one or another is the cause of destruction. I'm not sure what you're getting at, Salavi. Sometimes you do just need a good rusty tune. Spoon, touche. Won't swear. Touche. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm getting hungry. I really only came here to inquire about your guys' spoons. I feel like I've done so thoroughly. And if you would have any final questions or words for departure, feel free to let me know. Oh, you enjoyed the EP? All right. Patty Mayo, do you think I could play up on the stage with the likes of Josh Heinrichs and Case Haley with that EP as it is now? Like, objectively speaking, do you think I got some work, or the vibe is a little bit off, or maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree? I need to be playing somewhere else. Like, what do you think, man? Because Josh is a huge inspiration of mine as far as music goes. Wait, Jason Dossett. Your wife's great aunt lived around a family of Bigfoot for 30 years? And all she has are stories? I'm not buying it. I fucking want to buy it. My soul is screaming, please, God, let that story be true. I promise you that. I want to believe the truth is out there. But if you can't gather more proof for me than crazy stories in 30 years, I'm saying you're lying or you're extremely lazy, man. Like, come on, take a photo. Get a voice recording? Video? Go say what up? Yeah, I'm hungry as fuck. The altar is not existent. I don't have an altar. But to be fair, I kind of do have an altar. My garden slash greenhouse slash grow tent are my altars. I spend a great deal of time and I put lots of love and energy and I talk to it and I sing to it. You know what I mean? I'm like touching the leaves and shit. I'm making sure there's water and I'm like leaving gnomes and shit for fairy protection. It's practically an altar. So I would say the altar is phenomenal. It's growing like crazy. The cucumbers are killing it. The corn's killing it. The fucking potatoes are slaying. The poppy plants are doing wonderful. The frankincenses, the Palo Santo trees rooted. I'm stoked. We're killing it. The altar is amazing. Patty man, you better not just be saying that. All right, you better not just be saying that. All right. But thank you, appreciate it. What's up, Stephanie? Share it. Add songs from my EP to your playlists, Patty Mayo. That's like the number one way to kick over the algorithm for my EP to get on suggested daily or weekly or radio stations and stuff. Sharing them, of course, but adding them to your playlist too is good. So thank you for helping. Damn, Patty Mayo, thank you kindly. I will. Music will keep coming. Absolutely, Patty. Absolutely. Growing plants need both male and female energies. Yes, they do, Slavi. What are some examples of male and female energies we can give to plants? Do you want to sing before you go? Not really. We are plants. No, we're mushrooms, Jaded Gems. I want my murder fax machine. What's that mean, Jason? All right, I believe you, Patty. I do believe you. So if I fucking find out in the afterlife that you lied to me, dude, I'm coming at you like Goku Super. I'm coming at you Gohan style Super Saiyan 2 Cell Saga. All right? Kamehameha up in this bitch. Persona Data. I put pennies out for gnomes today. I love that. A lot, actually. Cool. All right. Thanks, Pat Mayo. We're dipping. Jason is basically the murder fax machine copy. Mushroom, badger. The snake. badger. I haven't seen it. Here's the Earth chilling around. That is a good-looking Earth, you might say. Monday is what? Oh, May Day is on Saturday. Fairy energy as the sun waxes. Fairies don't like copper. Thanks for the reminder, Flower. Fairies don't like copper, so wait, we don't leave them coin? We don't leave them pennies? They have to like silver, though. We can leave them silver dollars, quarters, things like that. Lemuria, what's cracking, man? What's cracking? I would like to get you on alive in the near future here. Badger, 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 badger. Okay. There's a if you guys have Spotify there, I'm actually listening to a podcast called Fairy right now. It's pretty cool. It goes into it's like it touched on Tiamat, um, Anunnaki stuff, Sumeria stuff, Babylonian stuff, demonic stuff in the Christian sense. But it's got a nice twist too. So that's what it says. Some of the fairies are. Some of the fairies are. They've come through the veil, but they get superpowers. Kind of how Superman got superpowers because of the Earth's sun. The fairies sort of have a similar gig in this podcast called Fairy on Spotify. And this is not a paid promo, but they made the Black Tape Diaries, which are like my favorite all-time podcasts. Kind of spooks podcast that you can disappear to. So if you're looking for some passive spooks, heavy, etheric, but like beautiful and really imagination inspiring that stuff, you're welcome. Yeah, download the app, Seaflower. And until then, I will see you guys later. Yeah. All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out, Smith. Thanks for plugging. Thanks for supporting my channel. Thanks for liking the videos. I'm trying to. Takes a while to close the video. Thanks for listening to the music on Spotify and adding the songs to your playlists. I see you guys out there adding playlists already. Yeah, we're getting some good growth. We're gonna play some festivals, right? We're gonna headline some festivals, and we're gonna fucking with the get down. Just watch. Take your shoes off, stay a while. Enable monetization. It looks like we are out in just a few seconds. All right, peace out, everybody.